My dear friends, welcome to Rajashekhar classes on applied data science with Python. This is lecture number 139. In this lecture, we will try to understand confidence interval and confidence level. I am continuing my previous lecture that is on confidence interval. Confidence interval measure the degree of uncertainty in a sample method. I already discussed what is this degree of uncertainty in my previous lecture with appropriate illustrations. So, confidence level is nothing but probability. As probability lies in between 0 and 1, my confidence level also lies in between 0 and 1. Here, in this case, if P of A less than theta less than B equal to 1 minus alpha, then the interval from A to B is called 100 into 1 minus alpha percent confidence interval of theta. What does it mean? Here, what are the possible values? I must say not possible values, general values. Usually, these are the values for alpha. Alpha may be 5%, alpha may be 10%, alpha may be 1%. What is alpha? Alpha is known as significance level. Alpha is, I can say it is significance level or significance level or type 1 error. I will discuss about what is this type 1 error or significance level in my future classes. Now, what is my confidence level? Just see, the quantity 1 minus alpha is called confidence level. Now, what happens if I take alpha equal to 5%? What is confidence level? 1 minus alpha. That is 5% means what? Is it 0.05? Yes. That is essentially 0.95 confidence level. I can write here for alpha equal to 5%, my confidence level is 0.95, isn't it? What is my confidence interval? Just see, is from the interval from A to B is called 100 into 1 minus alpha percentage. 100 into 1 minus alpha percentage means 100 into 1 minus alpha is 0.95. The in percentage, just see, 100 into 1 minus alpha percentage, that is 95%. This A to B, this interval from A to B is known as 95% confidence interval, isn't it? For alpha equal to 5%. For example, in similar manner, if I take alpha equal to 10%, what is my confidence level? My confidence level in similar manner, if I calculate, it is 0.90. What is my confidence interval? 90% confidence interval. In that manner, if I take alpha equal to 1%, if I take alpha equal to 1%, what is my confidence level? That is 0.99. Similarly, if you calculate same procedure, what is your confidence interval? That is 99% confidence interval. Now, just illustration 1, example 1, example 2, example 3. Just read now. If P of A less than theta less than B, 1 minus alpha. What is my 1 minus alpha here? Confidence level. Just see, 1 minus alpha is called confidence level. 0.95 means P of A less than theta less than B equal to 0.95. then the interval from A to B, that interval is confidence interval, is called 100 into 1 minus alpha means 95% confidence interval of theta. This is called 95% confidence interval of theta. If alpha equal 10%, this will be 90% confidence interval of theta whose confidence level is 0.90. If I say alpha equal 1%, I can say it is 90 confidence interval, that interval, an interval from A to B is 99% confidence interval with confidence level 0.990, isn't it? Just try to understand, just substitute. I will explain what is alpha, what is my type 1 error or significance level in next lectures. Time being, just understand 1 minus alpha is confidence level, and this interval from A to B is known as confidence interval with some percentage, that may be 95% confidence interval, that may be 90% confidence interval, that may be 99% confidence interval. What is this 95%? What is this 99%? I will explain. Just try to have an idea on this calculation. We will see estimation process. Look at the left hand side. This is a whole population. Is it not population? Yes, it's a population. It's a whole population. Population mean mu is unknown. We are interested in estimating value of the mean. Population mean is unknown. We want to predict, we want to estimate, we want to predict what is the value of mean mu. You take the sample, just I am collecting a sample, the green one, say, let me say my sample mean x bar equal 15. With the help of sample mean, I will try to calculate or predict confidence interval for this population mean. For mean means with the help of x bar, I will try to calculate confidence interval for population mean. That's what I am saying. You can say what is the once if I say confidence interval, I must say something about lower limit, I must say something about upper limit, isn't it? I must say, you can say what is the lower limit and upper limit of population parameter mu. Whose lower limit? I need population parameter or population mean lower limit, population mean upper limit. I will try to estimate it by using sample mean, in this case x bar equal to 50, isn't it? With certain level of confidence. I already discussed, if alpha is a significance level, confidence interval associated with confidence level of confidence. I will estimate my confidence interval with particular level of confidence. So I am saying I am 95% confident that mu between 40 and 60. What does it mean? My mu value, my population mean will be in between 40 and 60 with which level of confidence? With the 95% level of confidence. As it is 95% level of confidence, according to the definition, we know that confidence level is 1 minus alpha. I can write 1 minus alpha as 95 means 0.95, isn't it? What it says, just see a relative frequency interpretation. What it says, from repeated samples, 95% of all the confidence intervals that can be constructed will contain the unknown true parameter. What does it mean? It means unknown 95% confidence interval means what? What's the real meaning of this? What is the meaning of this 95%? Suppose if you construct an interval with some range, which interval? Confidence interval. How to calculate confidence interval? I will discuss in next class. Just let me say like this. What is the meaning of this 95%? That is our intention. Suppose if you construct an interval with some range, say, let me say this is some 40. Let me say this is 60. Interval means it must have lower limit, it must have upper limit. How to calculate? I will discuss. Say some 40 to instead of 60, just let me say 50, whatever it may, 40 to 50. Suppose if you construct an interval with some range, say 40 to 50. So what is the meaning of this 95%? This you must understand. What does it mean? So this interval, when you repeat the experiment 100 times, just n times means just let me say 100 times. I am repeating the experiment. How many times I am repeating this experiment? I am repeating this experiment 100 times. There is 95% of the time you can capture the true mean within this interval. That's important. Out of 100 times, 95% means what? 95 times my mu will be, my mu, population parameter mu, can be captured in between 40 to 50. Isn't it? That's what it says. Capture the true mean or population mean within this interval. Only 5% of time this true time is outside the interval. 5% of the time it may be outside your population mean is outside this interpretation is very important. Let me explain. This is my confidence interval 40 to 50, as I have got lower limit and upper limit. What is this 95% confidence level? Means out of 100 times, 95 times my population mean is in between 40 to 50. Only 5 times it is outside this particular interval. Isn't it? I think now it must be okay. Just see what it says. A specific interval either will contain or will not contain true parameter. Yes, that's what it says. Let me say this is specific interval, that is 40, this is 50, this is confidence interval, lower limit, upper limit. I am saying something about mu. If it is 95% after 100 times, you are 100 times, if you repeat this experiment 100 times, 95% it is inside this particular interval. 5% it is outside. That's what it says. A specific interval. What is that interval? 40 to 50 will contain or will not contain the true parameter. It may contain how many times it contain. It may contain or may not contain. Isn't it? For example, the interval sometimes may contain true parameter, otherwise may not contain true parameter. But when I say 95% of time this interval contain true parameter, only 5% chance that this interval will not capture the true parameter. Here true parameter means what? If I take population mean, it may capture your population mean. How many times it can capture? Only 95 times out of 100 times. 5 times it may not capture. That's the relationship between your confidence interval and confidence level. This is general formula. It is a straightforward formula. What it says, the general formula for confidence interval is point estimate plus or minus reliability factor into standard error. I will discuss about this. Generally, point estimate is nothing but your x bar. This is x bar. X bar is point estimate plus or minus reliability factor z. I will discuss about it. What is my standard error? Sigma by root n. If I take plus, I will get, for plus, I will get upper limit. If I take minus, I will get lower limit. If it is in between lower limit and upper limit means I must say it is a confidence interval formula, isn't it? Anyway, I will discuss about this reliability factor after few seconds. Time being, just try to understand this particular formula, isn't it? The value of reliability factor depends on the desired level of confidence. How will it is? I will explain. I am saying something about this reliability factor. This is my reliability factor. This value depends on level of confidence. Means it depends on 1 minus alpha. 1 minus alpha is our level of confidence, isn't it? Just say this one. This is, I can say, classification of confidence intervals. Confidence intervals can be classified depends on population mean, population proportion, population variance. Mean, proportion, variance. In population mean, there are two cases. Your population variance may known, your population variance may not known. We will try to understand all those cases. Time being, just understand your confidence interval for mu and sigma square is known. What is that case? Sigma square is known means what? This is the case. Sigma square is known case, isn't it? What it says, there are few assumptions. Population variance sigma square is known. Population is normally distributed. If population is not normally distribution, what you have to do? You have to take sampling distribution. You have to take large sample. In that case, according to central limit theorem, you will get normal distribution. These are simple formulas. Just we will try to solve problems. This is confidence interval x bar minus z alpha by 2 into sigma by root n, and this z alpha by 2, that's the x bar plus. In previous slide only I discussed, for minus you will get lower limit, for plus you will get upper limit. I will explain. We will try to understand this confidence interval formula with the help of few problems. Maybe this class may not permit me to discuss. Certainly I will discuss in my next lecture. I will try to solve few problems on this formula. Time being, let me say like this. What is the formula? Well, I already discussed. Actually, it depends on that particular formula. X bar, this you can derive actually this one. It's not that great thing. What is this? Just say this one. This we know one formula. What is that formula? I already discussed once this formula. My formula is x bar. My formula is z equal to x bar minus mu by sigma by root n, isn't it? Just cross multiply it. What will you get? Z into sigma by root n equal to x bar minus mu, isn't it? What happens? X bar minus z into sigma by root n equal to mu. If for minus, you will get lower limit. For plus, you will get upper limit. Anyway, I will try to analyze that. We will try to understand it with appropriate problems so that you can understand, isn't it? What it says, 1 minus alpha is the confidence level. We already discussed, isn't it? Let me say like this. We will see one more term. Let me say this is lower limit. This is, let me say, upper limit. What does it mean? This is your confidence interval, isn't it? This interval is confidence interval, and this one is, oh, how can I say? This one is, what is the confidence interval is associated with confidence level. 1 minus alpha is my confidence level. This total area under normal curve, as I told you, your confidence interval means it must have lower limit and upper limit. This is lower limit. This is UL means upper limit. Each confidence interval is associated with confidence level. What is my formula for confidence level? 1 minus alpha. This is 1 minus alpha. Total area under normal distribution curve is 1. Therefore, as it is 1 minus alpha, here I must have alpha by 2. Here also I must have alpha by 2. Alpha by 2 plus alpha by 2 is alpha. 1 minus alpha plus alpha means 1 I will get, isn't it? This is simple diagram which indicates what is confidence interval, what is confidence level. Anyway, I'll spend a lot of time on this particular diagram in future classes. Time being, let me proceed further. What is that? My margin error. This particular term, what is this term? This z alpha by 2 into sigma by root n is known as margin error. This is essentially your confidence interval is simply x bar plus or minus margin error. If I take minus, I will get lower limit of confidence interval. If I take plus, I will get upper limit of my confidence interval, isn't it? It's simple and straightforward. In this case, this sigma by root n. What is this sigma by root n? What does it mean? What can I write? Let me say like this. This sigma is error. What is this? If I write sigma by root n, that is standard error, isn't it? Just let me write like this. Sigma means what? Standard deviation. Sigma square is variance. Standard deviation means I can say that standard deviation is error. Your sigma by root n, What is the sigma by root n? This is known as standard error. Standard error. This is known as standard error. What is this z alpha by 2 into sigma by root n? That is known as margin error. ME. This is margin error. If you recall your central limit theorem, what happens whenever you go for sampling distribution, your sigma will be divided by root n. Your mu will not change, isn't it? We already discussed central limit theorem. This sigma by root n is known as standard error. Just try to recall my central limit theorem. The margin of the error is this one formula. As I told you, z alpha by 2. I will discuss what is z alpha by 2. The margin of the error can be reduced if the population standard deviation can be reduced, isn't it? If you reduce sigma value, automatically maximum error, margin error value will be reduced. If sample size increased, if denominator is increased, means certainly, if denominator is increased, means certainly its value will decrease, isn't it? The confidence level is decreased. What is my confidence level? If you decrease my confidence level, margin means if you have something like this maximum error, margin error is more for this one. If I have confidence interval like this, this margin error is less. What does it mean? The confidence level is decreased. If you decrease your confidence level, your marginal error will decrease. That I will anyway, while solving problems, you can understand how it happens, isn't it? Yes, anyway, let me proceed further. Finding reliability factor. We look at how to find out the reliability. Reliability factor means, let me say, I must find z alpha by 2 value, isn't it? If you want to know 95%, that's what it says, 95% confidence interval. This is famous one, isn't it? 95% confidence. If you want to know 95% confidence level, remaining is 5%, isn't it? When you divide this 5% by 2, if I divide 5% by 2, that is, what will you get? You will get 0.025 you will get. Is it 0.025? Yes. Yes, the left hand side you will get 0.025 and right hand side you will get 0.025. When you look at Z table, when the right hand side is 0.25, corresponding Z value is 1.96. Just go to Z table and identify Z value corresponding to alpha by 2, 1.96. On left hand side, as it is left side of 0, I must take minus 1.96. The left side is minus 1.96. This Z equal to 1.96 is called upper confidence limit. This is upper confidence limit UL. This minus 1.96 is called lower confidence limit. The lower confidence limit, the value of Z has to be captured by looking at what is the alpha value. This Z value depends on alpha value, isn't it? Just you must go to Z table and try to identify corresponding values. So when you look at the table, Z value for 0.025 is plus or minus 1.96. If it is right side of 0, that is plus 1.96. If it is left side of 0, that is minus 1.96. I will explain while solving problem. Commonly used confidence levels, these are 90% confidence level, 95, 99%. What is this? 80% is confidence level. That confidence coefficient is 0.80. It's these values, these are the commonly used values are this one, 90%, 95%, 99%. We will try to use these values while solving confidence intervals in my next lecture. This lecture will give you few more basic terminologies to understand about confidence intervals. In this lecture, what we did, we discussed about what is confidence interval. I discussed what is confidence interval, what is confidence level, estimation process, how many types of confidence intervals are there depending on population mean, population proportion, population variance. In the case of population mean, we sigma square may not know, may know, that there are few assumptions. I will discuss different problems. This will give some sort of theoretical background to understand about confidence intervals. Just try to go through this lecture. This lecture is important conceptually. Why? Because these concepts are helpful to find confidence intervals. Confidence intervals are very important in inferential statistics. Inferential statistics are very important in solving many real-time problems in whether it is machine learning or data science. Thank you very much.